Welcome to toy-polloi.
Hello and welcome to another video from toy-polloi. Now today we're going to look at the vintage Star Wars A-Wing fighters landing gear and work out how we can fix it. I recently picked up this Power of the Force 2 version of the A-Wing fighter, which was released in 1995 and 1997 if I remember correctly, and this is exactly the same mould as the one that was released for the Droids cartoon series. It's exact in every single way. The only area with any difference is the fact they've removed the motor that makes the laser sound, but they've left in place the battery compartment and even the little hole where the switch would go. So it's exactly the same mould, just with those electronic bits missing. And that means it has exactly the same issues as the vintage Droids version, and that is the fact the landing gear works. The landing gear has a button here at the back and you're supposed to be able to push that forwards, and all three of these landing legs will come down and sort of lock in place. And as you can see on this one, we've got one leg that sort of comes down reasonably, another one that's half done, and then this which is loose at the front. And this is a very common problem with the sort of way this mechanism works. And this mechanism is pretty similar to the version that is in the Y-Wing. So let's take a look at the Y-Wing. So here I have a vintage Y-Wing, and this has the same sort of setup. You've got three legs on the bottom and there's a button on the top this time, and you pull that and all the legs retract in sort of various stages. As you can see, this one's not working particularly well, but it does work. So if I push that forwards, all the legs will come down. And this breaks in one very obvious area, and that's always on this front leg. And it's, if I have a look at one of the legs, this is a Y-Wing leg. It has two sort of little pegs that are supposed to poke up either side of this, which some longer arms that go the whole length of the body clip onto, and those sort of push forwards and push backwards, and those tend to snap off. And I have a feeling we're going to find pretty much the same sort of problem on the A-Wing once I take it apart. So let's get the A-Wing apart and we'll see how we can fix it. To take the A-Wing apart, you just need to flip it over, and you'll see that there are 6 screw holes on the bottom. You've got 2 there at the front, and then 2 sort of on either wing, and 2 at the back, and you just need a Phillips screwdriver to undo the screws on those. So I'll just quickly take those off, and then I've got a little pot here to keep all of the screws in so we don't lose them. Okay, that's all 6 screws done, and I'm going to put this the right way up. We should just be able to slowly pull the top section off. The guns should come out if I remember rightly, which they do. Unclip those, they've just got little clips on either end. And then there you go, that's the top section coming off. The top section also has a bit of sort of fancy gear work in it for this cockpit lid that opens up, and you can see that's a very simple mechanism. Again, it's something that's possibly likely to break just because there's such thin pegs on it, but this one seems to be working okay. So we put that to one side, take the engine block off the back, and here you go, this is the mechanism. There's the 2 rear legs exactly like the Y-Wing, and here is the front leg, and as you can see it has snapped, so I was correct, it's the front mechanism part which is causing the issue. So we'll take this out and we'll see if we can fix it. The front landing gear is actually clipped in on either side, so it looks a little bit awkward to take out, so I think I'm going to try and remove this whole mechanism. Now the seat is actually glued in place on this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to get that out, so I was hoping that just with some careful sort of prising we get the landing gear off to one side. I should be able to just sort of pull this mechanism out, unclip it from the rear legs. Oh yeah, there we go, and that's got the mechanism out, which means we can now take a better look at this and see how we can unclip that from the frame. So if we look at this front mechanism, you can see it's actually been sort of clipped in place, and there's a little peg on either side of those clips that lines up with a flat hole, so we're going to have to line that up and then try and push these out. And I think the way we can do that, I've got a pair of sort of grips here that I can gently squeeze that together and push backwards. See if I can sort of line this up and push it together. See how well that comes out. Oh yeah, that's coming out. Just takes a little gentle squeeze there, and that is actually coming out quite easily. There we go, so that's one side out. We'll do the same on this side, so again just line up that little peg that's on the side. Squeeze those together, make sure that is lined up, and then gently push it. bit of a wiggle. There we go. And that is that side out. So we can now see really what the problem is, and that it's these two bits have snapped. So we're going to have to put those back together and make sure they are lined up. And then hopefully the landing gear will work properly. So I'm going to reattach these two bits now. Now, because this landing gear is put under quite a lot of force by being pushed from either side, you can't just glue these two bits back together. You're going to need to reinforce them. So to do that, I'm going to drill a hole in either side and insert something like this small screw. I'll obviously cut the head of the screw off, but if we insert that quite sort of a reasonable way into the main sort of leg section, and then also back into here, and then put a bit of glue on it as well, that should give it quite a lot of strength. So first thing we need to do is actually to drill a couple of small holes, and I'm going to be using a pin vise. I've shown you these before, so check out some of my previous videos if you want to know more about it. They come with a whole load of drill bits. This is the biggest drill bit that's in this pack, so I'm going to use this one first, but I will then make the hole a bit larger using some other drill bits I have here just to match the diameter of this screw that I have. So first thing is I want to drill two small holes perfectly in the middle of this, then I'll make those larger to fit the screw that I have. So first up we're going to drill a couple of holes, and you can see here the surface is a little bit sort of uneven, so I might just flatten that out with a knife so that I can get the drill started nice and easily. So I've just got a knife and flatten that so it's easier to start the drilling off. I actually thought plastic nippers will do just as well. I just want to sort of take a little bit out of the middle so that it's not so raised, and then when I start drilling I'm not going to have something sort of pushing the drill out of the way. There you go, that's the first hole going in there. We'll do the same in this other broken part, and then we'll make that hole slightly larger with a different size drill bit, but it's always easier to start with a smaller drill bit first. I've now swapped my drill bit out for a 2mm drill bit, which is slightly smaller than this screw that I have here, but I want the screw to be fairly tight inside the hole on the landing gear, so I think 2mm it should be about right. So I can just enlarge these holes just that little bit more. Now that we've got them in the right sort of position, you can go ahead and make a bigger hole and not have to worry that you're going to sort of drill in the wrong place. That's good, and we'll do the same on the main part of the landing gear. Make sure that this is nice and tight. And that's looking good. So now let's try and fit the screw into this hole. I'm going to go quite slowly when fitting the screws. You don't want to split the plastic, and I'm not quite sure how weak this plastic is. I'm just going to carefully screw that in. You just want it to go in until it sort of feels quite firm. As I say, just go nice and slowly with it. That feels good and strong. So I can now cut the end of this off, because we only want it to go into this sort of peg, maybe 1/2 centimetre to slightly just over 1/2 centimetre. So I'm just going to cut the end of this screw off. These are pretty cheap screws I have here, so they should cut quite easily. And now we can fit this end. Now to fit this, obviously it's got to be lined up perfectly with the other side, so I'm going to just sort of screw this on and around, and hopefully it will line up. If it doesn't, I'll take it off and I'll start it at a slightly different position. It's just going to be a bit of guesswork. Actually, I think I'm going to widen that hole before I do too much more, because you can already see this plastic straining a little bit. So I'm going to just widen that hole a little bit more. Sometimes you just have to modify stuff as you go, but I think that's going to cause a crack in this plastic. So let's just widen that hole before we do any more with this one. I've just widened that hole just a little bit, and I've also shortened the length of the screw, because I don't think we need as much as I'd imagine. I'm actually going to carefully trim off some of the edges as well, so it's a little bit more pointed. As I say, these are quite cheap screws, but that often helps when you're fixing something like this, because it's easy to modify it. Oh yeah, that's fitting on quite nicely. I'm just going to rotate that round. Let's hope this lines up. As you can see, it doesn't, so I'm going to take that off and I'll start again until I get it wound on the right way. But that actually gives me a good idea of which way round I need to put it on, because you can see it's completely opposite at the moment. So I'll take that off. I'll put it on from about there. Nope, still wrong. After a little bit of toing and froing off camera, there you go, I've managed to line it up. It just takes a little bit of sort of logic to sort of work out which way round it's got to go. But there you go, that does look pretty good and it's nice and firm. So I'm hoping that once we put this back in the A-wing, it should just work. I may just drop a little bit of glue on that as well. It's pretty tight there, but I may just a tiny bit of super glue. If I just unscrew that slightly on the thread, may just give it an extra sort of bit of locking strength. So I'm just going to carefully drop a tiny amount on there, and we'll screw that up and let that sort of set, and that should hold it really quite tightly. Make sure everything is lined up, which it is. So we just let that dry and then we can put the A-wing back together. The glue has now had plenty of time to set, so everything's nice and firm there. We can go ahead and put this A-wing back together. The rear landing legs are just in place here. You can see they have a little peg on one side which needs to point into the body, and this is the section that I took out. So we're going to slot this back in. I think you can just sort of slide it over sort of either side of the cockpit seat and lift that up, and it will just sort of hold in place. And these landing legs, if you see on this back section, there is a circular area between sort of two clasps, and that is where that peg goes. So we can just slot that like so. You can see it just goes in that middle one. Do the same on the other side. I'll just rotate this out and slot that in place, and I think we can move it all back. Those legs should then fit in some little slots here. I think I've moved everything slightly too far forwards here, but we have. There we go. That's better. Make sure that they are clipped in the right holes. It's actually quite a fiddly mechanism. Yeah, that looks better. So you can see there's the landing gear. There's a little peg that goes into that middle slot, and same on the other side. And then if we turn it over, you can see that that's the activation switch is also in its slot. So we can rotate this round, and we now take the landing gear that I've mended, drop that in. The foot has a slight sort of front to it. It's bent like that, so in the bend it sort of aims forward. So if we drop that down, we can now clip these back on, and these are the awkward bits that we unclipped to start with. So these have to line up. There is a little slot on either side which you've got to line up with the landing gear. I'm going to do both together, I think. So let's slot that one on. It's hard to know how they sort of put these together in the factory, but I guess they didn't have the seat in place. I'm hoping we can just push that on. Yep, there we go. We'll do the same on this side. Yep, that feels good. Make sure everything is still in place. I've actually unhooked this rear leg, and we can now screw the ship back together. So that involves putting the rear engines on. Those just clip like that, and we'll grab the upper body. Again, that just clips in place. Get it around the wings, and before you screw it together, you take the two side guns and these slot in the holes in the side. You can just push those in place and they will click once they are locked down. Then we can turn it over and we'll put the 6 screws back in and then test the landing gear. Now the ship's all back together, we can test the landing gear. Now, I remember when I had this toy back in the 90s, it was always a bit temperamental and you needed a little bit of guidance with another hand, but I think we should be able to get this to work. As you can see, they do all come down, and then to put it back in, I remember you had to sort of carefully sort of jiggle them all a bit, it did work. But you can see that does actually work properly. So I'm pretty pleased with how that's gone. As you can see, I've also added some of the vintage style stickers onto it because I don't really like the paintwork that they apply to this ship. At some point I'm going to strip all the paint off and I'll sort of paint it out to be a vintage A-wing, but for the moment I just thought I would stick some original stickers on it. So I found a scan of those and I've tidied them up a bit and printed them out. I will put these on toy-polloi.com at some point so you can have a go yourself. But as you can see, it does make quite a big difference to the toy to have this sort of Kenner Droids era stickers applied to it. And that's it for this video. If you're lucky enough to have a vintage A-wing, then chances are you may have this problem. And if you're not lucky enough to have the really sort of rare vintage one, you might have this Kenner Power of the Force 2 version, which will have exactly the same issues as the vintage one. At some point, as I say, it would be quite nice for it to strip this down, take all the paint off and paint it so it does look more like the vintage one, because I don't really like these sort of bits of dirt and stuff that they added to this toy. And also I think it'd be fairly straightforward to put the electronics back in it, because basically it's just a motor that rubs against the gear and makes a buzzing sound. And I have spare motors, and if you look inside this toy there's clearly a space there for the motor, and then this battery compartment can still be open, so I reckon we can easily put the mechanism back inside it. But for now I'm happy that the landing gear works again, so I hope this video has been of interest to you, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching toy-polloi. Subscribe for more great videos. You can also follow toy-polloi on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.